Shakyamuni Buddha.
大家吉祥
Om
everyone.
Shakyamuni Buddha.
Tonight we are glad we have Venerable Miao Long, all the way from Texas to lead our study group. Okay, so Venerable Fashi, I will just go ahead to share the video, or you want to say something first before I play it?
Yeah, let me welcome everybody to the class today, tonight, and very early morning, 6:00 a.m. in Dallas now. And last night I heard something incredible gunshot, and then I heard the emergency ambulance around my area. So we should know about the life sometimes impermanence. So if you have a chance to attend any class to talk about the Dharma, that is your merits. You should very concerned and also preserve the date for your learning and study together. I myself always um, encourage people, especially the young people who I find wonderful YAD here too, to learn some interesting Dharma that was sometimes very useful for emergency too. So welcome everybody to the class today. And for the very beginning and first of all, I will invite Youhui Fashi to play the wonderful video, and that is the master video, and we learn something about the subscribe and heard the voice of the master before the discussion panel today. Thank you. 有慧法师 please play the video.
各位观众，大家平安吉祥。今天和各位要讲的听有想。各位到寺院里面去拜拜，在佛前拜过以后，或者放一点钱到那个佛庭香、功德箱，这叫做听有想。意思说，你们就要买点油，让光明照耀；你们要买点香，让世间芬芳的香味，到处都是审美的。我在佛前听有香，那么这个两个这个钱呢，它也是帮忙这个寺院的这个维护啦、修身啦、安身、修道啦，种种的用途。所以我要在这个寺院里面去听有香。我在我的个人想啊，信徒到寺院里面来，跟佛菩萨，跟这个寺院里面的大众听有香。我们这个寺院里面的出家人呢，也要为信徒听有香，这是要相互的呀。信徒听有香，说祈福菩萨来加持他、庇护他、保佑他。我们不可以把这。各位观众，大家平安吉祥。到那个有让光明、修身啦、安身、修道啦，种种的用途。所以我要在这个寺院里面去听有香。我在我的个人想啊，信徒到寺院里面来，跟佛菩萨，跟这个寺院里面的大众听有香。我们这个寺院里面的出家人呢， 也要为信徒听有响，这是要相互的呀。信徒听有响，说祈福菩萨来加持他、庇护他、保佑他。我们不可以把责任都交来给佛菩萨来赏赐他，那我们做什么的？我们也要替信徒听有响。我们和信徒听有响，就是说，我们要给他鼓励，我们要给他赞美，我们要给他欢喜，我们要给他信心，我们要给他的佛法，我们要让他心开意解，我们让大家增加他的这个信心道德，让他觉得自己做一个好人很有意义，做一件好事很有价值。所以我觉得能够有我们出家人呢，为信徒听有响，所以信徒以钱财布施给寺院作为听有响。那么我们出家人呢，就以佛法来赞美信徒，来开示信徒，鼓励信徒，也为信徒来听有响。所谓听有响，你为我听有响，我为你听有响，大家不懂的所谓财施法施，你做财布施，我做法布施，财法二施平等功德所以我是这个希望，每一个信徒到了三宝的前面，有听有响的很良好的习惯。但是我也希望佛教的出家大众对进行的信徒，他们听了有响之后，我也回报他，给了一点欢喜，给了一些信心，给了一些这有所得，这个互相听有响，就这个意义。祝福大家。
My husband's bag is so convenient.
Thank you. 有慧法师, would you please play the PPT at first page for me? Thank you. Okay, everyone, we start the class after the video. And do you have a hobby when you were in front of a Buddha? You would donate money in front of the Buddha as a Buddhist. Do you have such a hobby? I don't know in Philippines, the devotees and the volunteers, when you went to the temple, do you keep such a good hobby? Donate the money in front of the Buddha, or just sometimes? As my experience to meet all the devotees, folks, fellows in Taiwan and US and UK too. They are donate money in front of the Buddha. So the first things for the consciousness is changed today about the culture different here. Would you please let me know how is the Philippines people thinking? Donate the money in front of the Buddha as a Buddhist is kinds of what kinds of thinking of you. So anyone would like to respond about my first uh, question today, please.
So po, here in Cebu, I think most people, because they're used to the Christian way, the Christian way is the people donate somewhere in between during the mass. So here, when people visit the temple, most of the time it's like they just want to see. So until they'll probably learn something or benefit from it, that's the time they see that they can donate, right? Although when we invite them to help in the bundles of joy, for example, or if there's like calamity, many people are very willing to help in that case. But other than that, I think it's a bit they don't understand.
Thank you. So anyone would like to respond about my questions, first questions today, please let me know and learn from you. Thank you. This is the culture different here, the first question.
Also, there's one more thing that we did for the Chinese New Year celebration. So a long time ago when we started it, people just come and enjoy because we have like song and dance number like that. So they come, they enjoy, although we also have prayer for the past year and then prayer for the next year. And most people, they don't know also that that you can donate, right? So over the years, we added, for example, we added wishing tree, and people like that. People like to wish for something, so they write something, their wish, and then we told them that they can donate any amount. So people are very willing to do that. Yeah. And over the years, we now have not only wishing tree, we have fruits offering, lights offering. Yeah. So people look forward to these things also now during Chinese New Year. Only.
Shifu, Chishang, if I
Yes.
may add, yes, so I'm coming from a non-Chinese background, so but every time I would visit the viharas, I mean the only viharas here in the Philippines are mainly run by Chinese Buddhists. So I
Yes.
make it a point to donate, especially in the closest temple I have here, which is just 1 hour from 35 minutes from home. I offer money literally for the oil lamp because they're a bit old. They have the old style temples. There's a big oil lamp, and there's the what you call the pitcher for the oil. Then there's the offering plates for the fruit. So I pay for all that. I'm not no sorry, I don't pay for all that. I donate, keeping in mind I came to the temple and these things were available. I used the matches, I poured oil, I used some of the incense. So I drop in something. But there's this one temple, oh my God, I don't like to mention. In Manila, I went here. There's quite a powerful deity there. And then I forgot the name. I think it's Kwangkong or something. And then I was with my friend, and then It's like a donation was demanded from us. It was not a purely Buddhist temple. There were also some local Chinese deities also. So it's understandable because you're paying for the incense. So it's like I was a bit shocked because usually you donate out of goodwill. But anyway, point taken. Well, it is true because they're also paying for the incense. But when it comes to Fo Guangsheng, yes, I make it a point because every time I go in there, the first thing I think of is it's like running how much is paid to run this temple/mansion in a day. Sorry for the term, because from outside you see there's 10 floors, lots of electricity, air conditioning. The main shrine itself is quite it invokes veneration because it's huge. So I'm thinking, my God, just the lights itself is and the fumigation, then the electricity, then the air condition. So I feel very guilty if I leave the temple without putting in something, even just for 5 minutes. So at the end of the service, when nobody's looking, okay, you roll up the note and put it in the donation box, and that's it. So yes, I give back. The temple gives to me the space to worship, and also I give back to support mainly to support the shifus and to give back, reciprocation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I have a one point here about the incense. If you allowed the devotees and the visitor to bring their incense to the temple, you will find the incense, they will smell two different kinds of fragrancy. And that is not good for everyone, especially for monastic. So in the temple, we would like to ask you donate the money, and then you use the 佛光incense. That is quite peaceful incense for everyone. No one complains so far in my life because the 佛光 incense, the kind of a smell will bring you into the kind of meditation phenomena. And when you play, and the 佛光 incense also take you into the wonderful, the Buddha grace. So if you look to the Chinese temple, most of them, they will go to the store and buy many kinds of a variety incense into the temple. And then you will find that temple become a so incense, and you smell too strong incense that make you hate dizzy. Some of the building, like my temple, is like a business building. We cannot put so stronger incense to make people dizzy, and then people don't want to come again, especially uh, the Western people. If you put some incense, the smell too stronger, they make them uncomfortable. So I think when the master say donate and we buy some incense, the incense is very important in Chinese temple, but we don't want to use too many fabulous incense in the temple. So when you donate, and we royalty to put the 佛光 incense, to offering the incense to the visit, focus, fellow, even the Dharma service. That is quite good. We don't have to bring any kinds of incense. But when we donate, the incense will benefit and make people peaceful everywhere. So thank you for your share. I think you don't have to feel guilty, okay? You feel guilty and then you think, oh, I don't bring the money, so can I go to the temple today? Of course, welcome. You don't have to worry about it. When the master say you donate, it means not the how much you have to, but depends on your intention, and how much you earned this month, and you just donate by the good heart and your compassion. That's all. That's all. Thank you. So let me ask the once again. Anyone would like to respond for the first panel? The first PPT, the first question here. Anyone would like to respond? Okay, we can do the second PPT. Okay. My PPT is all from the master YouTube. So you will find the kinds of explain about the reciprocal. Yeah, reciprocal. That is the things that we like to explain. Reciprocal, the meaning, both the lay people and monastics. We are the monastics. The master teaching, very important and serious to teach all the disciples. We have to should donate to the devotees too. And how? We don't have the money. I think you learn about the humanistic Buddhism. You will find we are not really got some of a rich sangha here. Most of us we just like not so poor, but they are not very rich one here. 有慧法师, are you rich here in Philippines?
Yes.
So you have many money.
No,
How
not
much
money,
money
money
when you
rich.
spend?
Not money rich. But I'm happy here, so I'm rich.
Okay, not because the money, because your heart, so you feel rich. Okay, and here is the things I would like to that you know. Master teaching, Master Xing is teaching. They would like to do is you should donate to the devotees and benefit to the lay people, and how you learn a lot of dharma. You learn how to peaceful meditation, and then you can share your skill to help the devotees. So if one day you would like to give the big donate, like $1 million in front of Buddha, and I think the average 永光法师 we help you for more and more the Dharma teaching, but sometimes you are not so lucky. You are not rich anymore, but today you have your true heart. Donate the only money, $10 in front of Buddha. Venerable Yongguang Fa Shi still Dharma teaching and compassion to you too. No matter how big money, how small money, the small money is still powerful. Why? Because that's your only money and you donate to the Buddha. And you are rich. When you are rich, the 1 million money, $1 million money. It's kind of a small piece. We in English we say a small piece cake. So what is the difference here? I think you guys know about the difference because that's from the true heart to donate. So we are the monastics and be treated like justice and peaceful monastic under the master singing. We know your true heart is valuable. So no matter $1 million or $10, it's not different from our donate to you to give you the Dharma teaching and meditation guiding. That is that is our true heart too. So we are equal. Okay, the second questions here today. I would like to ask that all of you, did you ever donate your only money today in front of the Buddha? Did you ever? Or you just donate like this month I have 10,000. I probably donate $100 to the Buddha. Do you have any kinds of thinking when you do the donate? May I know about your opinion when you do the donate? How to do? Thank you. Respond, please.
Shifu, I personally I have this not really superstition, but when I donate or when I give to somebody, I have this mentality that I know this money will come back. I mean, not out of greed, but because I'm still young, so not making much yet. But whenever I go to the temple, because Manila is about 4 hours from here, Mabuhay Temple is 4 hours from where I am. So when I go there, I think I don't know when I'll be able to come back to the temple. So now I will give what I can because I know before the next time I come back to the temple, some money will come and whatever was decreased will come back. So that yeah, I can say that it almost came to that point where I almost had no money. I said, I have very little money now, but I really want to go to really want to go to Mabuhay Temple, so I'll go anyway. And then so I went there and then I gave some amount because I was thinking, oh, I did not donate last time. I must donate now, otherwise I'll get into debt, you know. But I know the money will come back. So that's why you just donate and it will come back. Not out of greed, but out of goodwill.
Thank you so honestly. Let me know about your thinking, okay? Yes. The answer is a yes. The good karma will come back to you. Yes. But I don't know when, okay? It depends your karma, so it depends the different people's past life. So that is they will back to you. Yes. Yes, definitely. So kinds of very interesting questions for the second PPT. So any young generation would like to respond again about it. You are not rich one, but you still would like to make a donate and hope you have the happiness and rich life in your coming life or in future. So any response, I would like to listen and learn from you. Thank you.
So, the truth,
Yes.
when I started going to the temple, I'm very stingy. In fact, now I realize that I'm very calculative because whenever I
Okay.
give donation, I will think, oh, last month, I already gave 500. This time, maybe I give only 100. So that's how I think. especially before. You know, not until I learn about letting go and, you know, sharing the blessings, realizing that what we earn is part of the blessings, right? And not to cling on these things, our ignorant mind, as the what the Buddha would call, right? It will really attach to especially money, right? So that's how I think before, you know, very calculative.
Thank you. You're honestly too. Thank you. Anyone would like to respond these interesting questions to me?
Shafu, Ube here.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Wow. Finally, we have a one of the girl would like to respond to me. Thank you.
Shafu, it's not that I think when we donate, we are also taught by the wisdom of Tasha in one of his articles that we have to also have wisdom. I haven't found myself at the point of giving every single thing, right? Because I also need funds to live. But when I give wholeheartedly. It's not begrudging. So I think that is more important. Like when you offer to the Buddha, it is something that you really want to do. It's not because it's a duty or because you feel ashamed people are giving and you're not. I think it's our intent that is more important. So there are times that my budget would be a bit tight. I would still give because I feel happy when I give, but not to the
Good.
point where I would go hungry and give everything because I have to use my wisdom. Thank you.
Thank you, the wisdom donator and the happy mind donator. Yes, Master Xing taught to the monastics. The devotees, they can free to do any kinds of donate. We don't have to exactly when they donate in front of the Buddha. Maybe they just donate $10, then they make a big wish. I have to let you know, if you're from the true heart and you donate just a small, but you develop your heart and mind and trust into the Dharma, and then the feedback is strong enough as your wish. So you can use the wisdom to make you donate like a river forever. That is the things like you would continually support the temple, and then you become a smart wisdom people too. Wow, thank you. Cherry, huh? You're a smart girl. Thank you so much. Nice. Nice response. Thank you. Okay, may I go to the next one? Okay. It talk about the monastic parts. Yes, we would like to make you feel comfortable when you do the donate. So as a monastic, we follow the master teaching, and then we we would like to learn about the Dharma first when we went to the Buddhist college. And then when I went to the Buddhist college, I do remember the Master Xing taught to me in person. He said, you would like to become one of the disciples to me and follow my teaching, you have to give the people as the person you like them, and then give them confidence all the time. The confidence is the very value to help the people when people feel sad or suffer. So master teaching make my life turn into the one of the happiness touch. Because when I give the people confidence and I feel so happy, I didn't know that power can enhance both of us. So the first things when I went to the Buddhist college and master taught me in person, the first things is give the people confidence. So I think I easy get suffer. So that's the way to turn my karma into the kinds of meditation and practice. I'm so appreciate about the master teaching. That the kinds of you make a donation to the devotees and enhance yourself too. So both of us, I think we upgrade kinds of become a very persons both at the same time. I find lots of devotees. They they go to the temple. They kneel down in front of the Buddha. They have a lot of a wish and lots of suffering. So they need the confidence to fight back their karma. Because I cannot help you your karma in your life, but I can give you confidence to help the people and the devotees to find some of the stronger power in the Dharma. So here is the third questions to all of you. Did you ever, like a monastic, use the Dharma power to help the people away from the suffer and give them the confidence to fight back their karma, stable their life, stable their spiritual, help them not always stuck in the some of the trouble. Anyone like a monastic to do something like that?
Shifu, I think I do this. I mean, I'm in an environment where I don't have any Buddhist friends, so they're mostly, Christian friends, and especially my former students. And some of them, they come to me with problems, and I use those opportunities to plant Dharma seeds. Because what I have in mind is, even if you don't understand the Dharma now, you might remember this in a later life, and that will bring you back, because that's what happened to Sakyamuni, right? While he was under the Bodhi tree, or while he was doing the punishing practices, he recalled what he learned from, I forgot which Buddha, Padumuttara or Dipankara. But he was a Brahmin during that time of that previous Buddha. He heard the Dharma, but he did not understand. But when it was his time to become from Bodhisattva to Buddha, he remembered. So that's what I do with some of the people I know. They come to me, oh, my girlfriend left me. I'm very depressed. I don't have money, those kinds of problems. So I try to break it down in a Dharma way without using Dharma terms. No Sanskrit, no Pali, no Chinese, strictly English. And oh, this is how you do it, the emotional mind, cognitive mind. I use those terms and say, oh yeah, it makes sense. And so with that, I'm happy. So you try to help people, bring them to the Dharma without knowing they're being brought to the Dharma, but it's useful to them, right? Because Dharma is common sense. So I guess in that way. And I guess that would apply to many of our friends here, Dharma friends here in this classroom, because we have mixed Buddhist friends and non-Buddhist friends. How can you help, Diva? How do you help them, right? You bring them to the Dharma without, yeah, that way.
Interesting. Okay, Peter, you raise your hand, please speak.
I do have an example, and I'm gonna type what this person said online. He does use some strong language, but just try and ignore this strong language. So this is what he wrote online. He said, I'll read it out. So it's in the text box if anyone wants to read with me. So he said, so I've been probably posted here about other things, but I'm a young guy, 22 years old, and all I can think about at the moment is killing myself. I haven't had any form of relief in the past 3 years, so he's in pain, illness, except being an alcoholic for a little while, which I got past. But I'm so lonely, man. I just want to find a nice girl, but who's going to understand me limping or groaning in pain, sometimes loudly. So my response to him is a bit longish, but this is what I wrote back to him. So I probably should post it as well, if you guys don't mind. So I wrote this back at him, and it's actually something I learned from Buddhism. So I said, mate, it's because she is a nice girl. That is why she's able to understand the groaning and limping. I said the same thing myself, and I ended up marrying a nice girl. It will be helpful if you separate your body from your mind. Your body may be temporarily ill, but it doesn't mean your mind has to be. Others can learn to love what is inside. You are not your body. So I try to help him around thinking like he wants to find a nice girl, right? Well, he's got the idea wrong. It's a nice girl that's going to end up accepting someone that's sick and unwell. So I try to turn that around to make him see that, hey, this is what a real nice girl is. Your vision of a nice girl is wrong. The second part is, I think I learned this from pretty sure it's Venerable Master Xing Yun, right? So we have our physical body and then we have our mental body, right? Particularly when you're sick, because your physical body is going to affect your mental body. So when it's ill, you tend to have more negative thoughts. But I think to a non-Buddhist, they don't really recognize the physical being and the mental being. So they think that this physical body is them. But what's important is my last sentence, that you are not your body, right? What he really is inside. So if he tries to, I didn't actually elaborate, but if he tries to separate the two and see them as two different entities, that he does have compassion, he does have love, he does have beauty within him, then people can learn to love that instead of just learning to love the ill body. So hopefully this message comes through for him. So that's my attempt to give him confidence that to keep going. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. Peter, you like a monastic, do the good things with a good heart. Thank you so much. Hello, Jen. Please.
Hello, Venerable. Uh, well, basically, it's not similar to the ones that they have in trouble, but I learned from Master Singyan that you can apply Dharma in your work. So as a boss, since I'm a very rare Filipino wherein I practice Buddhism and I'm also Filipino, there are not a lot of Filipinos who are Buddhists. So I want to share something, impart something about Buddhism and what is my journey about Buddhism. For example, if they're having troubles in work, I'm sharing the concepts of Buddhism and what I've been struggling. For example, because these are, for example, in the work, these are the characters that I want to develop as a person. I somehow use an example or sharing the examples of paramitas, the perfection. And I have imperfection, and these are the perfection. Somehow I don't want to be technical in some point, but the idea of this one is somehow I want to share with them that Buddhists are not just people who just eat vegetables and then sit for a very long time. We also have the same struggles and we also have the same drama and learnings that's similar to other religions as well.
Thank you. That's quite nice to hear the truth. So this PPT, I have my intention is developing your true heart and help the people. That's more important for everything. If you didn't help the people and develop the true heart for them, and then your thought is quite unuseful. So how to develop the true heart with Dharma? You have to deeply learn into the Dharma. The humanist Buddhism and Master Xing Yun's teaching make me feel good and make me feel enhanced in my life. So I find that is useful. That's why every time I have the class, I have the talk, I can share something in the panel discussion. I always like to share the master singing talk and also use the most of the teaching from the master because that really useful. They really they really feel that peaceful power from the peaceful words of the master singing. 有慧法师, would you please next? Anyone would like to respond when I will go next? It's okay? Okay. Lay people and monastic master singing equally to treat both sides. We have different life and we have a different practice. We probably not like you to earn much money. We don't have the money much, but we have a rich heart and a rich life every day when we practice and meditation. That is quite different from lay people's life, your life. So we would like to give the Dharma, not because you donate money to the temple. That is, we have to follow the Buddha's teaching to help the people away from the suffer and give them happiness life. So here is the things. So did you, okay, that's a kind of a serious question. Did you ever think about the rich man donate to the temple and they would like to earn the most respectful from the people, and you don't buy it. You don't want to face such rich men. They probably can donate, mm, okay, 10 million US dollars to the temple to help the temple maintain the building and change the new kitchen facility. And then they can buy a new vehicle. But they just would like to show you, I'm a rich one, so I can make a donate such big money to the temple. If you face such people, and then you have a chance to talk to them and give them some of the Dharma, what kind of advice you would like to talk to the rich man and make them understand about a little bit Dharma? When you have a chance to talk to the rich man, and you peacefully can let them make them know your money is peacefully to help the people in the temple, but follow the Dharma. That is just a donate. No matter how much you donate, you have to develop your mind, practice into the Dharma. So that's it. The monastic challenge too. If lay people ask you, do you have such challenge, and then you have to solve the problem. I need some of a power answer here. Help me understand. Thank you. Anyone?
Chef Ho, maybe
Yes.
maybe if I were the monastic, welcoming that person giving such a big amount, one way of approaching the person is to say thank you for sharing your wealth. I know you work so hard because you also want to be happy. That's why you want to earn a lot. But with your donation, you made more people happy. And it is also good that you are sharing what you have earned here rather than maybe losing it somewhere else. At least when you share here, it will grow. But you can spend it elsewhere, it will not grow into anything better. I don't know if that person would understand the concept of real wealth, but maybe that's how simple I would talk to the person about his donation.
Thank you. Anyone feedback about this one questions, please?
Shifu, I recall a story from what's this? I don't know if I'm butchering the Chinese. Liao Fan's Four Lessons. Liao Fan. Anyway, I got the tones wrong. So it's a popular text which I find in Manila, and then so there's this one story inside it. There was a poor girl. She came to the temple with few ingots of silver. That's all that she had. So she offered it to the temple, and the abbot himself accepted the offering and did the prayers. The next, she made a wish. May she become a concubine or something, and she did become a concubine. So she returned to the temple out of gratitude, but this time she came with much more, not just silver, more gold. She offered that, but it was not the abbot who accepted the offering and did the prayers. It was a junior monk. And she was disappointed because she wanted the abbot to do the blessing. And then she asked the abbot, why is it when I was poor and I just had offered little, you were the one who did it. But now that I'm rich, I'm paying this much bigger amount. You send someone else lower. to accept the offering. And then the abbot said, that reflects your state of mind. But for that context, it might have worked because perhaps the abbot saw that the girl can understand, even though she had this clouded intention. To offer out of pride, offer out of gratitude and pride. So the monk perhaps accepted the gratitude, but at the same time, he stepped on her, he corrected her pride and said, because of the intention, I did not accept because you had this intention. So perhaps for that context, so it's really difficult to say how you will respond to somebody who's offering out of, um, you cannot judge people, right? But if they're coming with boastfulness, perhaps if you're if you're a monastic who's really experienced, you will know how to respond to that. But I really love Ate Ubey's response. My God, I should have written that down. That's really good. That was really nice. Your money would have grown. Kasi diba, I mean, sorry, Tagalog. They might have spent it elsewhere, it'll not grow. But if you put it to the temple, how many people will benefit for that, right? Not just the monastics. So yeah, that's good.
Thank you. Very good. As a monastic, we respect for the people donate $1 and $1 million. Your mind, if you didn't practice, your mind still will judge the two different people donation. And that kind of judge. And you cannot peacefully, equally to give the Dharma talk for both $1 and $1 million. So donate and benefit. Both of you need to learn the Dharma first. Otherwise, that would be something happen, become a karma. Good karma and bad karma both at the same time. So I don't know how to say the karma and the donation will become such the reconnection too, but that would be happen for the coming life or the future because you didn't develop in your mind with Dharma. So anyone would like to feedback? I'm very happy to listen now.
So for I think giving wealth, like financial wealth, is easier than giving dharma wealth. Because money is easier to give. Wisdom is a bit more challenging. So, monastics really actually provide us lots of benefits.
Thank you. You very wisdom, Jerry. Okay. Anyone would like to respond, please?
So,
Yes, please.
this topic today is very important, especially on the giving of confidence. Well, it's true that many people, they go to temple, they whether they donate or they pray, sometimes it will give them confidence in their life that somebody, maybe the Buddha, the Bodhisattva, will help them. So that gives them confidence. But in the case of Fokwang San is very strong in terms of giving back, in terms of education, in terms of the Dharma, the teachings of the Dharma. This is something even more valuable. And I think other temples are not practicing it as diligently as Fokwang San. That's why people tend to have misconception on what to do in the temple. They just go pray, hope for the blessings, right? that the things that we learn, the Dharma that we learn from Fopong San and Venerable Master Xing and the masters, give us not only the confidence but also the wisdom. And more importantly, I think the ability to see when we are blessed already. Because sometimes without the wisdom, the Buddha or whoever you're praying to is already trying to help you and you don't even recognize it. You're still looking for the help, for the blessing. When it's already there, you don't even recognize. So you're still, you know, unhappy or worried or right. So the Dharma, that's why it's very good because it helps us to not only gain confidence, but give us the light to see what's in front of us and maybe appreciate and see the blessings. So I guess that's something very, very important, especially on what we can gain from the temple. Yeah, which is the Dharma.
Thank you. Very good. May I go to the last one discussion, PPT? I'm so happy to learn from you guys because we both cite different culture. I was born in Taiwan and like Yohui Fashi, and then we went to the Buddhist college with the Mandarin teaching in Buddhist college. And then we go to the English countries, then we have to face the different culture. That also a challenge too. And then the people sometimes would like to learn something really interesting, but not really useful teaching, especially in US culture. So I find the people, especially the young people around me, they want interesting. They want the life interesting life, the most important. But the use for teaching is not such interesting. So how to make it, the Dharma teaching and the practice interesting? And then we need the wisdom, right? So we really follow the master steps. We make it a harmony and peaceful around the world. And we know the humanistic Buddhism is so important. But that's not good enough because still a lot of people don't want to learn the useful teaching. They just want to very interesting to do some interesting useful learning. So I think the rich people, yeah, so many rich people, they probably not very wisdom one. I can find, I can definitely recognize someone. If they just rich, they are rich, but they are not wisdom, right? So the last questions here, how to make things. You guys can help me, okay? The Dharma teaching with interesting surface, interactive with the different culture of different faith people, and make them can feel our happy and make them understandable our wisdom and benefit to each other. Like an interface, we can find some of the dialogue between the different religions leader or representative. And we have the way to help the people get the wisdom, not just have fun. So how to make a Dharma learning quite interesting, but that's still the teaching. Do you have any good idea for me? Thank you.
So for right now, I think there are two, for me, there are two progressive ways some faiths propagate or magnetize people to come and join them. One is a religion of wealth. Like you manifest and you'll be growing all this wealth. Okay, that's one kind. I see this most often in Christian faiths. Like, I think all of us will agree. Even if I'm a Catholic, I can see this being done in, born again faiths, things like that. So, our faith of wealth, like attracting wealth. The other one is a better one because they would encourage you to come and join to find your inner peace. So I think what works for us would be the one that we will encourage people to grow their inner peace. Because the
Thank
wealth
you.
one is it's a crazy faith. Like you trust in the Lord and all these blessings. It as what my mom would always say to a relative of ours who is really a deep-seated Christian. Okay, if you pray the Our Father every day and you don't go to work, what will you feed your children? Right? So there's a lack in wisdom somehow, somewhere. Okay, so maybe we do the inner peace way.
Okay, you'll find a way to survival. Thank you. Anyone would like to respond to my last questions, last PPT, please? Let me
Ah,
learn from you.
if hello, Venerable.
Hello,
No.
Jen.
I well, if my understanding is correct, how to propagate the Dharma in ways, because it's a challenge. But what really transpires me being a Buddhist is it's not about the concept. I think few years ago, 8 years ago, when I was learning Buddhism, I learned so much Buddhism, all the facets of Buddhism. And then at some point I realized, what's the point of learning all of this? The point of learning all of this is it's not about learning too many concepts in Buddhism. It's learning to be human. So I realized at that time, being a Buddhist is not about a religion. It's how to live as a human, as a better person. And after that, I, for some weird reason, I only captured the concept that is really resonates with me, which
Like,
is, for example, what is the precepts? What is your values that you really hold on to? And that core concept that I learned, somehow it's easier to share it with others. For example, in the precepts, it's best that not to say bad words. It's important to say good words. It's important to save lives. It's very human way or humanistic way to say that you have to take care of yourself, your family, your animal, and in your environment in some sense. So somehow having those ideas, it helps not just the community, but other religions as well, that they will realize, oh, we have the same concepts also in other religions. So there's not about difference in Buddhism as much. And somehow it's that simple concept. I felt really happy because that's the real mean. I felt for me, this is the real concept of Buddha, is how to live as a human, how to be a human. You will experience suffering, you will experience imperfection, but at the same time, you're learning to become a better person. That's it.
May I have the last one respond from the class? And I learned from you very interesting. And I have one more respond about this one questions today, please.
Peter, you want to go for it?
I've been trying to formulate an answer, but there's too many thoughts, there's too many possibilities that I can think of because there's so many people with different needs. So at the end of the day, I don't really know what is the right path. From the Buddhism the Western Buddhism that I'm looking online, because I'm mostly studying Chinese Buddhism, I listen to Chinese stuff. And they live in a different world where they believe in the cosmologies and karma. Like in Taiwan, it's really crazy because being born in overseas in the West, in Taiwan, everyone here believes in ghosts and they believe in afterlife so easily. And then you pop over not so far in the plane ride and they totally deny those existence. So I always wonder to myself, how do I do any of this? I'm not wise enough, so I just need to go to Amitabha land and get wiser. It's too hard for a lay person, honestly. Even just with my friends, it's just I don't have any special abilities, and the only thing that I can do right now is just to be the, as Jen said, just to be the best person I can be and try to improve myself, and hopefully sway people towards Buddhism and attract them towards it, or to my friends towards it. But I think the West has an issue with believing in karma. They have a problem with believing in the cosmology. They can't.
With
They don't have. For me, from my perspective, they don't have the causes and conditions to accept it. And I think that's a huge barrier because that's, as you said, something that's interesting to them, right? It's the cosmology, how the world, the universe works, and karma. That's what interests them, but it's not really something practical that can actually solve their problems. So that's a challenging, whether it's a advertising, the way that we present ourselves, does that have to change? But then I'm learning about secular Buddhism, which is kind of a bit iffy as well. So I'm not smart enough to give any answer. It's really too challenging. But I will remember, I'll come back to this. I think this is my answer. I remember a venerable in Taiwan here, and he was talking to I think he went to the US and he was telling, no, he went to China, I think, and he was telling Venerable Master Xing Yun how, he has all these classes on different scriptures and sutras. And Master Xing Yun said, and he was very proud of himself, doing all these classes. And Venerable Master Xing Yun said, these are not Buddhism. 这不是佛法. And he said, 佛法 is what people need. That's 佛法. Nothing else really matters if it's not going to help them. So I think Venerable Miao, you said it really right. It's something that really, really needs to help them. And from my experiences with modern Buddhists, they all seem to think that the world is burning, which it is for sure. But we have to remember that while it's burning, it's the opportunity is for Buddhists to practice is so much. Opportunity is coming all the time, every time, as opposed to people in the previous, hundreds and thousands of years. So opportunity is there. My nephew is addicted to his phone. He is so he has attention deficit, and meditation helps him. He has confidence issue, which humanistic Buddhism helps him, as we just spoke about, giving him confidence. So there's absolutely a lot of things that humanistic Buddhism can offer. But how to get to that stage, how to get people to come in, is it to work with the government? Because I know that loneliness is a major killer in current society, because everyone's addicted to their phones. The quality of friendship is lost. So loneliness is an issue, inability to understand and communicate with each other, with you in the US, the Republicans and the Democrats, they just, it's all about fighting without finding, a middle ground to work to. There's so much Buddhism can offer. I don't know. I don't know how do we, I know this, we have so much treasure to offer, but I don't know why aren't we attracting them? So yeah, I don't have an answer, but
I think a
still rambling.
solution to that, oh, sorry. I think a solution to that was, yeah, that is true. What the Dasha said is, no, this is not Buddhism. I mean, because you have later on, I realized that in my personal practice. I mean, before I actually learned the Dharma back in Sri Lanka. I was just like that. You learn this sutra, you memorize this, you memorize that, you chant this and you chant that. You offer whatnot to the Buddha statue. Oh, yeah, that's Buddhism. But there's that yearning for saying, yearning awareness that I knew for myself, wait, what exactly am I practicing, right? What exactly is it? And so when I went to Sri Lanka, I don't know, because that out of homesickness and everything, I just dropped everything. There wasn't even a Buddha statue on my table. So I was in a Buddhist country. And then later on, it started from the beginning. It's like the Buddhas erased everything and said, now you start from the beginning. And then what is important is individual practice. And then from there it starts, right? The reason why Buddhism disappeared, when you look at history, the reason why Buddhism disappeared from the lands, from previously Buddhist lands like Gandhara, Afghanistan, is because people were not practicing. That's why later on Buddhism devolved into superstition. And then later on some wonderful religion comes along. I don't know, for example, Islam or even Orthodox Christianity. They say, hey, we're more practical. That's what people want. They want something to practice. So they throw away the shamanism and they convert it to something else. And I think that's what happened. That I saw that personally in Sri Lanka. And back in the Vihara where I was for a while, they say, there's no point in getting aversion for that. Because one, that's a dvesha. That's a three poison. Number two, it's because they were not practicing. You cannot blame them. So first, people have to practice the Dharma, and then later on, everything will fall into place. I said in previous classes, the Dharma is an all-in-one package. You practice, and everything will fall into place. So what humanistic Buddhism does is it brings Buddhism to the fore. Because what's happening is, I can only say, oh, you should have individual practice and that's it. No, that's not enough. You have to point out, some people need that. You have to point out, oh, you can use Buddhism for this, and this, and this, and this, for culture, for the economy, for psychology, for medicine. It has to be an all-in-one package. Because some people, right, expedient means, right? Why is it what is the major difference between a traditional temple and a Foguang Shrine temple? The use of expedient means I go to a traditional Sri Lankan temple and a traditional Chinese temple, almost the same, Buddha statue, monks, smoke everywhere, good. Okay, that's good for a very traditional person like me. But for more people who are not used to that, how will you bring the Dharma to them? So that, right? So you bring them to so either way, whatever it is, there has to be that element of practice. Otherwise, if that's not there, expedient means will fall apart. So that's the main question, right? Education, culture, charity, spiritual practice, So
It's-
yeah,
Yeah.
we can go on and on. We can go on.
Yeah, but then that means Shifu, Venerable Miaolong, will have a tough challenge ahead because it will become a case-to-case basis, right? To encourage, because it's an individual situation, to make it practical, right? The solution to bring in a certain person will be different. So good luck, Shifu. You can do it.
Sorry, my internet just shut down a little bit. I missed you for a while, but I'm really interesting to listen, everyone. So please continue.
Yes, yes. But similar to what Ruan was saying, I guess because Pokongsan, we do a lot of things. We do the usual temple stuff, meditation, chanting, but we do also like Siddhartha, which is cultural singing. So I would say, for example, here in Cebu, I would say because of Siddhartha, because of what we do, we were able to reach out to thousands of people. For example, Siddhartha shows alone, which we have shown in Cebu several times, tens of thousands of people have watched that show over the years here alone in Cebu. Because the first show itself was like 2,000 per, no, it's even 4,000 per show. Then there were 4 shows at a time. Yeah. So in that sense, we've reached out to more people than the other temples here. But then again, I would say many people are lazy. They just want to chanting, poppy, pray. So there are more people who go to chanting to the other temples here than in Suon Temple. But we have a lot of activities, like we have different groups of people going to meditation. We have different groups of people here in the study group. We have different groups of people going for the chanting. So it's a go every first and the 15th chanting. And of course, we have the Siddhartha group. And now we have the new Star and Cloud group. So there's still a lot of people in the temple, but doing different things. So I guess that's a nice, a good technique to address the different needs of the different people. So I think that's a very wise way that Pokongsan is using. Yeah.
If they're lazy, they can always watch the DVD. The DVD from Mabuhay Temple. It's free, but I'll pay for it. There's a price behind. Anyway. And I guess that's also why there's so many monastics. I guess that's the point of it. Right in the Bible, we have the saying, right? The vineyard is ready, the workers are few, right? I don't know what the exact words are, but that's the exact idea. So when you go to Fo Guangsheng, I think it's important when you go to the temple, uh, I don't know. I cannot say you go there all the time, but I would say it at Fo Guangsheng, the monastics are very, in Buhay, they're very observant. Like they know who is coming. Like you don't see them, but they know you. Like they know who is a newcomer. So when I was a newcomer, just the first day, immediately I was approached by who was the head Master MG herself, Miao herself.
Miao Ting.
Yeah,
Miao
Miao
Jing,
Jing, right? Miao Jing Shifu
Venerable Miao
herself.
Jing.
And she was
That's where
very
we
confused.
met.
And she was asking, yeah, I think that no, that was the second time.
That's the second time you went, yeah,
Yeah, the
for the
second,
baby Buddha, yeah.
that's where I went, Ate Ube. That's where I met her, and then also Miao Jing Shifu, and I think that's a particular talent I see in monastics. In Sri Lanka, I also say the same thing, because you have to be there. It's like you're a doctor, and when you see the sickness from far away, oh, this person is sick. I'm going to throw some medicine at him. Right? You're sick, right? You're something like that, or you need help, right? So that kind of approach. So I guess that also to answer the previous question, right? That good luck to the shifus because you have to have an individual approach. Yeah, I guess that's where that comes in. And I think, sorry, I'm spilling myself. That comes with Dharma practice, with continued cultivation, right? You get to know yourself, and then you start to get to know, then you able to read yourself, so you're able to read others. So that comes naturally. Uh, I'm not sure if I can get that as a layman, but perhaps as a monastic, yes. Because you're able to devote your time, as a monastic, you're able to devote your time to yourself. And then with that, you're able to devote your time to others, right? And so we come back to the main point of this lecture, the reciprocation, right? It comes back to that.
Uh, I have a comment about the idea that we have many things to do. You have many things to do, Venerable. Just to share with you, 10 years ago, I've been practicing Buddhism in Mabuhay Temple for about 10 years. And I went there on a regular basis, similar to this one. I go to the temple and then we do have a study group there. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with Leo Tenhaki. He's one of the strongest devotee in the temple at that time. And I was there listening to him, and he knew a lot of Buddhism. And I was because I learned Buddhism in the internet. I'm
Is
starting
it the
to
elder Leo that passed away?
yes.
Yeah.
May he rest in
The
peace.
Yes,
husband and wife, right?
no, he came there alone most of the time. Sometimes with his wife and sometimes with his
Yeah, but they're both
That's a different
daughter,
Leo. You're talking about
Leo
Leo.
Leo Tenhaki.
Yeah.
Tenhaki. That was 10 years ago. I'm not sure if you knew him, but he was one of the strongest devotee in Filipino Buddhism and of course in Chan Buddhism. And we encountered this idea before that we there are how to become enlightenment, and I have this sense of insecurity because somehow he has thrown many riddles in 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 our teachings, and then I don't know how to answer it. But I remember one of the message that Venerable Miaojing said in one of the Dharma talks there, that she said that there are many ways. I'm not, it's 1800 plus plus or something that you get enlightened. But the idea on that message is that there are many ways to know, to get, to be enlightened or to know Buddhism or to become a better one. Yes, there we have different journeys, but at the end of the day we will get there. It's just so happened that there are some people that there are many paths or curves, but at the end of the day, again, I would repeat, we will get there. We just have to be patient and somehow be dedicated in our work or in our devotion.
I'm so happy with all of you. You have a very good reviews and a very good heart. And that kinds of, we are not really run any things like a teaching class. We do panel discussion together. So we equally to share our learning and what we learn from the Dharma. And I learned from you guys too. Um, Thank you so much for everything today. I feel so happy. And I'm sorry, every time I ask the Yohui Fashi say, how long should I do in the class? And she always told to me, say, 1 hour. And we always overlay. So I hope you guys can forgive me, okay? Because I'm so interested to listen about your opinion. And thank you so much for today, sharing. I'm so happy. And Yohui Fashi, would you like to make any announcement, or we would like to goodbye to good night everyone now, please.
You're on mute, Shifu.
Sorry. 等一下。OK。没有声音是吗？
Are you doing the dedication of merit already, Sapo? I think it was not shared. Oh, there. you very much po. We
This is
enjoyed the
fantastic.
discussion.
Erwin, nakadinha for the for the Siddhartha?
Star and Cloud. Star and
Will you
Cloud
be
or
there?
Siddhartha? Yeah.
Siddhartha,
When are you coming?
Friday.
Friday?
Then we're gonna watch 2 times.
Okay.
See you, Shafu.
Thank you, Shifu.
Shafu, 谢谢.
Let's chat.
See you.
See you, Shafu. You want me to bring flour?
How many kilo are you going to bring?
1 kilo. Just the 1 kilo pack. 2. 2 kilos? Okay, I bring for you. The 2 kilo packs. No, 2 1 kilo packs.